Hello and welcome back to another OmniHeroes video. In this video we're going to have a look at Hell 41 through to 50. Now I have built a team here and a team here that is full of C domain. We used those in the previous or the end of the previous video, so if you've caught that, thanks very much for watching. And in this one, I'm just going to jump in with some different teams, so some new exciting teams from the C domain. So bear with me. Okay, and here we are. So this is the team that I'm going to go for. It is a mix of of Glorians. You've got Bahamut here and Cleopatra filling out as a pseudo Glorian, and then on the back row we do have Hades, Nyx, and Pandora. Now I don't think I've changed my relics, but I don't think we really need to. I will add in, where's the position 3? There we go. That's you. I'm going to pop you over here, you over here. So we do have Bahamut to slow the enemies down. We have Hades to steal enemies and devour their souls. We have Cleopatra to boost up the attack of the team. We have Nyx on the team as well for that big hit. And we also have Pandora to finish enemies off. We do have the relics gone for Underworld Key. We've gone for Kunasagi, and we've gone for the Exorcism Cauldron as well. And now the second team, I've gone for an Avengers an Avengers Glorians build as well. We've got Selene, Seraphina, Isis, Althea, and Audrey. Seraphina and Audrey are our two Glorians, and then we've got Althea, Isis, and Selene as well as our Avengers. Now we have gone for a full sweep of Glorian and Avengers relics in the form of Chest, Sphere, and Hand of Tyr. And then we also have the Splash Axe, Pursuit Dart, as well as the 300% for Glorians and for Avengers, as well as additional crit rate boost to proc this, to proc the Pursuit Dart and the increase in attack as well. So let's jump in. Let's see how well these teams do. If they are rubbish, then we're just going to reset. But I don't suspect so. We'll build new teams if they are rubbish, but we'll just have to see. It's a good mix, to be fair, in the land domain. A good mix of DD and non-DD units as well. Can be very, very powerful, depending on... It just depends on the level of the units that you've got. So if I move, here we go. If I jump into C domain, increase the defense of all allies by 2 million, which means that we're not going to go down. Not very easily anyway. And we do get a lot of procs as well from Pandora on this particular team. So as you can see, doing a crazy amount of damage, and the execute kicking in there as well. It's a really strong effect, that execute, because enemies like these with super high health pools can occasionally be taken down by the execute mechanic. It can be very powerful. You just need to get enemies down and hit them with a Valiant as well. I don't know. Right, so we'll see this one out to the end, and then here we go. Okay, so it is Phantoms. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We should see Hades finish him off here now. Yep, because the execute mechanic, very, very strong. Even if you miss an enemy, it becomes very powerful effect indeed. Now, this team I have more concerns about. The reason for that is primarily because we're not going to be able to do enough damage to the enemies. Plus, we've got a team of Celestials as well, which can be very painful sometimes. We do have a damage reduction from the Celestials trigger, but we'll have to see. Now we do get Audrey to proc as well, and Sal, every time he receives healing, he will increase his damage and attack, and can stack infinitely as well. So just something to keep in mind. And we don't have a unit that's going to die very often. Specifically, Sal's still putting the work in here. And then Isis goes down, of course, but should come straight back. Yep, there we go. So she is back now. Hopefully, we won't see her go down again. We'll have to see. Sal taking the brunt of the attacks here. And Isis taking some more damage as well. Fortunately, we've got our defense and our attack up as well. We do kind of need units to start to die, because otherwise I don't think they're going to do very well. But we'll see. Sal here, how much are you doing? Dead. Unfortunate, it is what it is, but he does come straight back with thanks to the Avengers and Althea's 6-star passive, and we do get a lot of damage on these enemies. And Audrey to take clean sweep there. So we'll just have to see. I think we should be fine now that we've got our shielding in place. Remember, it is the reflect damage that did take us down because we have such high attack. It makes it very, very easy for enemies with high reflect to do the damage that they need to do. But fortunately, we get Sal here. Whew, he's still good. He still does absolutely massive damage in these types of events. Not in PvP, not as much anyway, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And then we see Sal to finish off Lily and Leah, so very strong. Now, bear with me. Okay, so here's where I would put my 5 land domain synergies or units with the land domain synergy, but I don't have 5 in the Ethereals team, and the reason for that is because I've not unlocked Portia. So if we have a look down here, there are 2 that I've used. One is Sandra on the next team, and then one is Portia on this team. Portia still very good, especially with that healing effect. Lilith will provide the Victoria will provide that healing effect, as will Karnak if we do get any crits. And as well, what I'm going to do, take out Gord. I'm going to pop in Excalibur. Then we'll change it like this. So this is a full 5 Ethereals team with 4 units on the sea domain. We do have Victoria in here as well. So if you wanted to take Victoria out or you don't have a copy of her, the next best unit that I would suggest is probably just Audrey or Seraphina or an Ethereal, not an Ethereal, a Glorian unit as well, or potentially even Pandora, Hades, etc. Now, artifact wise, we've gone for the full sweep. So we've got the healing spear, the book which gives us the awaken function, and as well we've got keeps backline allies alive, so long as we've got this. Now we do have Victoria on here, but unfortunately we don't have multiple monarchs on the sea domain specifically. So we would have Portia, Elisha, Dorabella, and then Victoria as our 4 monarchs, but unfortunately they are not part of the sea domain, so it is what it is. But it should be absolutely fine. And then we move on to the next team. It's a mix of Dooms and a mix of Mystifiers as well. So we do have Tsukiyomi, Sandra, and Catherine on this back row as our Mystifiers, and then we have Lamia and Leviathan on our front row. With the relics, we've got Raz Bark, we have the Magatama, and then we also have Knight's Edge as well. And we have gone for Sinful Band as well as the 300% for the other 2. Sinful Band, and we've got the Dealing Reflect has 25% chance to trigger Sanctuary. We also have increased speed as well, so that we can go first and get as many hits in as possible. Now this team may win, may not, we'll have to see. We're going to jump in now and just see how this team does, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a very very unfair team, or 2 unfair teams that you should be aiming for every single time you do run through Rift Odyssey. These teams will get you through up to, should be Hell 100, but again, we'll have to see. Now this team, it can work very well. Again, it is an Ethereals, but without Elisha, and it seems as though, yeah, Katrina doing a fair chunk of damage there. That is, it's not bad at all, and we'll see how much Portia's doing as well. Yeah, it's just can be crazy. Yeah. I thought Portia would do a fair chunk of damage. It is because of the increased crit damage, as well as the increased crit rate from both Excalibur and also from Karnak. Whenever Karnak does an ultimate, he will also apply 1 stack of crit rate boost on our allies as well. See how much Victoria's doing here. That is decent amount of damage, I would say. And then Lilith to do, yeah, pretty good damage, and then we have Katrina here to finish things off. So yeah, a very strong team, a very easy team to run through with again the the damage from ethereals can always be amplified. There's always ways of doing that. As you can see, we're applying many stacks of corrode, many stacks of attack debuff as well to our enemies, just hopefully, and vital, lots and lots of vital drain as well. So hopefully we'll be able to push through with the units that we've got here. But we'll just have to see. Now, something to remember, Sandra does reduce max HP. So as you can see, max HP has been applied, and it will be applied for multiple rounds as well. So if we do want to reduce the enemy's max HP pool, decent damage there. And then enemies are just getting reflected back from Leviathan. So a good combination with, what is her name? Lamia. There we go. And then we've got Tsukiyomi, of course, to do what she needs to do. And then Catherine to do 18,000 million. Wow, that's a lot. So we get all of these debuffs applied to our enemies. So they're not going to be able to do very much damage at all. And Sandra here doing reasonable damage, but also applying that attack down, that corrode, so that when we move into this next round, enemies are going to get a substantial attack debuff as well. So as you can see, Sandra's max HP has taken over all of our enemies. It is a very, very powerful ability. And then even, could have had Sanctuary applied there. So we did get Sanctuary applied here. So we should see Lamia proc at some point. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll never see her. But enemies do come back because they are phantoms. It is a pain, to say the least. But we should be absolutely fine. Applying all of this burn, all of this vital drain, all of the corrode, attack down, defense down, max HP down as well. Lots and lots of debuffs and ways to reduce the attacking power and the damage from our enemies as well. So, yep, Minotaur here to try and do what he needs to do, but again, I think the team just too overwhelming at this point. Again, very strong setup of Mystifiers and of Dooms as well. Okay, spot on. So now that we've beat this team, Lamia to do the most and Portia to do the most on the previous team as well. So very strong. So bear with me. I'm just going to build these teams and we'll jump straight back in. Okay, so we are back. Now, this team might look a little bit familiar. It's because I've shown this team off many times before. You are really looking to get Eudora as much attack and HP as possible, and then in order to do the damage that's required, you need Dahlia to switch with Atrops, which is why they go on this front row. You have Ophelia here for additional attack increases, so every time we increase HP, we'll get a conversion rate of 50% to attack as well. Works very well with Elisha. If you don't have Eudora, the next best unit I would suggest is probably Katrina, to be fair. You should be able to run Katrina in this spot and she will output probably as much damage as Eudora will, but if not, then you could always pick up another unit, maybe from Mystifiers, maybe from Valianters here as well. But realistically, Eudora is the best choice for this particular team. Again, if you are looking for other units, just have a look at who is doing the most damage in your box at the moment. Could potentially be Aphrodite as well, as she can steal. You could pop Seraphina in here for the striker synergy and the additional healing as well, so that you're relying on Elisha and Dahlia to do the most damage. But for me, I'm going to stick with Eudora because I've invested a lot of time and a lot of resources into her as well. Now we move on to the next team. This is a very standard team as well. It is 3 Mystifiers and 2 Valianters. We have Gaia, Mulan and Astrid as our Valianters, and we have Elma and Pandora as our Mystifiers, and then Elma and Pandora as our Valianters. Fortunately, there are many relics that you can use for this particular team setup. You do have Underworld Key, which can also be replaced with Knight's Edge. You have the Plague Bow, which can also be replaced with the Python's Mirror, and then everybody should have a copy of Knight's Edge here. This one should have been Death Scythe, by the way, But everybody should have a copy of Knight's Edge, just in case. And then we do have, of course, Sinful Band and increase Mistfire's damage by 300%. We have Undying Shield, which means our back row cannot go down, physically cannot go down, and then increase speed as well to try and get our hits in. So we are going to watch this last one. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip through to 50 with these teams. I'm just going to see if these teams can beat 50 as well. So this should be a relatively quick match, considering there's no reflect damage, considering that there's no corrode damage to speak of. But as you can see, doing plenty of crits here. We'll get our crit damage increase. So crit damage of ultimates is increased as well. So we should see, as long as we're getting crits, we should see a lot of damage going through as well. Eudora to do a crit there and another crit there. And then she just takes them out in one go, which is why I've invested so much in Eudora, is because in PvE and in PvP, she is just so strong. There's only one way really to take down an enemy Eudora as quickly as possible, and that is to what do you call it? Is to steal her. To steal her and get the rest of your team to take them down. So we do get our Trops to proc here as well. We get the further increase in crit damage for ultimate attacks, and crit rate goes up as well. So we should see Eudora finish things off here. Dahlia to finish things off. My apologies. But yeah, that was a round 2 win, and I don't expect to see anything different here either. So we should see lots and lots of corrode being applied here, and as well, every time we do an ultimate attack, we have the potential to double it with Astrid's passive as well. So every second ultimate that is casted around gets doubled, or the effect applies twice as well. Just making sure I was recording. I've done that before. It is a real pain sometimes, but it is what it is. So we should see Pandora almost pop off. It's because there's no other effects like Aphrodite or like Leandra, for example. There is occasionally this can happen. So we do see ultimate proc here, then we see another ultimate, and then we get the death of Marina. Unfortunate for the enemy, but it is what it is. So we do see Pandora proc a number of times here. It's because she repeats the same action based on whether or not an enemy has died as well. So this is Pandora's second basic, I believe, and she is just pumping those numbers to the moon as well. Fortunately, enemies all were monarchs as well, which is why we're not able to take them down in one shot, even though we're doing absolutely phenomenal damage to them. Not able to take them down in one shot because of that monarch synergy, so can be very strong. And in fact, that was a round 1 win. Just saying, Pandora's outdamaged Eudora on this team, and doing the business on that team as well. So what we'll do, we will go ahead and skip through. It's round 2 again for this team, and then we'll go through all the way to 50, and then we'll start building teams to look at 50 to see whether or not we can get that win. So that was a round 1 win. That was probably Eudora finishing things off, and then Pandora to finish things off in this one. Yep, absolutely fantastic. You want Gwyn on the team, by the way, in order to counter Lachesis, but if you're in Hell, you should have already been able to counter Gwyn several times over through Nightmare, Abyss, Hard Difficulty, etc, etc, and it shouldn't have given you too much trouble. But if sort of these missions are giving you a bit of trouble, I would suggest investing more in the Hope Tree, as well, going into your accessories, so the stuff that you've been farming from tome treasures, and then upping the moving the stats that you get for PvE and for all, to, instead of having green stats, have purple stats instead. That is another way of going about it. So we are on 49, usually quite a difficult matchup. So as you can see, Eudora did go down in that one, and then in this one, round 3 once again. So let's jump into the boss here. So boss mercenary, first boss, attacks all enemies dealing 30% damage, loses 1 HP when performing a basic attack. And then we get the counter. So we can counter the boss mercenary on this one. So attacks all enemies dealing 60% damage. When an enemy deals basic attack, it will lose 1% of its max HP. So that is going to be a relatively easy counter. And this one, we're looking for ethereals as well. So we do already have plenty of ethereals on the team, but what you can do, you can take out, if you do have a copy of her, you take out Atrops in this spot and you would pop in Cleo, just because effectively you want the damage reduction. If you do have a copy of Cleo, you can use her in this team, but again, we're not going to try that. We're going to try just using Atrops here in this spot. Even though we do lose out on the damage reduction, it is a more accessible team. And then on this one, all we need to do in order to win, I'm very sure of that, we can take out the attack up of Valianters, and then we can pop that counter-attack horn in as well. So we'll pop the counter-attack horn in. Something to keep in mind as well, whenever Pandora does a basic attack, she will proc her ultimate. So hopefully we'll see a lot of that moving forward. Now these teams, they may do it, they may not, but I suspect that they will. We'll just have to see how much damage we're doing to this back row and to this boss. As you can see, he's got his damage immunity up to that 60%, and these guys do seem to have at least 15 health. So might potentially be a problem. You can also take these guys down relatively simply if you do have a copy of Leviathan. Now Leviathan has just been released in the Oracle shop, so I wouldn't suspect that many people will have her at a reasonably high star level at the moment, but something to take into consideration, she will be available moving forward, so I would go ahead and pick up a copy of her primarily for the Celestial Trials. So if you are going up against Percival, the only unit, or the only 2 units that you need to include on your team, I've seen floor 50 with a clear record of just Leandra and and Leviathan as well, aiming to make the enemies hit themselves. The good thing about this is the damage that they do to you gets reflected back with Leviathan on the team, which means that it just means that these minions take themselves out very quickly, and you're not sort of relying on RNG to do the damage for you here. So we do hit the boss only twice there. Even with that damage reduction, we're still doing absolutely phenomenal damage. Again, it's because Atrops is switching with Dahlia very consistently, so we are able to get a lot of damage in, especially with the double ultimates as well. So every time we get a crit, oof, come on, finish it off for me. Round 2. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But yeah. And then on this one, we're looking to apply as many basic attacks as possible. Fortunately, Mulan does a lot of basic attacks. She will follow up from enemies' attacks. So we dodge and we get 3 attacks in here as well. And as we can see, Pandora to do her basic attack, which means that she will cast her ultimate, which will increase the damage as well, the damage coefficient of her attack, which means we're going to do loads and loads of damage, especially with Mulan doing what she needs to. Now, that was a bit of a shame. We didn't get that dodge rate up, but we should be able to, by the end of this round, maybe even take this boss down. I don't know. I mean, we've killed his minions in round 1. We've done 40%, 40% of his max HP. Let's go ahead and see whether or not we can get a round 1, maybe round 2 kill on this boss. We apply all this burn to him, all this corrode. Every time we apply that corrode as well, just something to keep in mind, we will in fact increase the damage output of our team, and also we will increase damage reduction. So we're not likely to die on this particular run. It's just about doing as much damage as we possibly can to this guy. And with the burn and the corrode, and now with Elma ultimating, triggering Pandora ultimating, yeah, it should be relatively simple. So that wasn't that much damage on this boss, but we should see now that Gaia is able to start targeting this guy directly, should see a lot more corrode applied as well. And we also do have Pandora, of course, who will scale up and up and up to that 2000 additional damage on her ultimate. So very strong indeed. And I think the boss is restricted on this one. So as you can see, we're doing plenty of damage to him, but I think there is a certain cap on how much damage that this boss can do. So we have already had Astrid proc because we've had 2 ultimates this round. So we should see, yeah, we're just doing more and more and more damage and building up our attacks as well. So the corrode and the burn damage working together very well in order to do as much damage to this boss as possible. Now, remember, if you're not able to do this type of damage to the boss, it's absolutely fine. But what you need to take into consideration is the boss will re-summon his minions. So this boss will bring his minions back in round 10, and then once you kill those using the basic attack method, they will go down and remove an additional 40% of his health. So the boss remains with 20% of his health. So you're just looking to do 20% of the boss's overall health, rather than just the one bit of health, rather than the 100% health for this particular boss. So, are we able to do it? That is the question. Maybe. Be nice if we could. Yeah, Pandora's scaling works much better, I would say, with a Cleo or an Atrops on the team as well. So if you did want to, you could pop Pandora on the other team as well. And instead, you just go full Mystifiers on this one. Maybe adding a Dullahan in, but you keep Elmer in there for the survivability. And then I think we should be good to go. Maybe another 2 or 3 rounds push. Yeah, Astrid to do phenomenal damage there. Getting close. Getting close. Just silly. Just silly how much damage we can actually do. And Pandora should trigger one more time. No. But we do get Mulan to do what she needs to do. And this boss is so close to dead. I think one more attack should do it. Or 2 more attacks. Or 3 more attacks. Come on, Pandora. Finish him off for me. Spot on. There we go. So that is round 50. Again, these units are the units that you should be chasing. Again, if you need to replace Eudora, you can do it with just about any other unit and you will be absolutely fine. But that is round, Hell difficulty 50 cleared. Let me know what you guys think down below. And thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day.